What's next for masks and on planes, and what is President Biden's record on climate change? Let's talk about this with NBC's chief White House correspondent, Kristen Welker, who will be filling in for Chuck Todd this week on Meet the Press. Kristen, great to talk with you. I had a chance to talk with Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg after the federal court struck down the mask mandate on planes and trains. And his position is he wants medical professionals making decisions about when and where to wear masks, not the politicians or the courts. So where do you see this going? Is it all about politics and not policy?
There's no doubt this is a political hot potato. That is why the Transportation Secretary, that is why the White House and the DOJ ultimately said it's up to the CDC to determine whether that Florida court ruling, which struck down the mask mandate, should be appealed. Ultimately, the CDC said it is a matter of health. And so that is why the Biden administration moved to appeal that ruling. And essentially, what the CDC is saying is that, look, not just about right now, but looking into the future, it is going to be critical, they believe, in order for the CDC to have the authority to issue a mask mandate or other similar guidelines in some future health crisis, or if this health crisis intensifies. But look at the reaction that we saw across the country on airplanes. You had a number of people cheering the fact that the mask mandate had been lifted. You had airlines coming out almost immediately and saying that they were behind this and that people could take their masks off. But it is a mixed reaction because, on the other hand, you have families with people who are immunocompromised or parents of young children who are not yet vaccinated who feel as though their health is going to be at risk. And you have health officials who are backing up those concerns. And so that's why this is so politically complicated. You saw the president try to walk a very fine line on this when he was asked, should people be wearing masks on public transportation? He said that's up to them. And I think that's the type of messaging that you are going to hear from the White House as they wait for the courts to decide. I think the broader question and the broader challenge for the Biden administration is, could they have helped to bring more clarity to this confusing moment? Could they have been better prepared for that Florida court ruling so that people knew how to proceed? Because obviously people are traveling every day. They're making their summer vacation plans, and there's a lot of confusion. The president's in charge, and that's something that he's going to have to answer for.
We have about 30 seconds left. Give me a sense here. Today is Earth Day, and the father of Earth Day is the late Wisconsin U.S. Senator Gaylord Nelson. What has been President Biden's record on climate change, especially with this current political environment around rising gas prices?
I think his supporters would say that it is a mixed record on climate change. I think you hit the nail on the head. Gas prices have gone up, and so the president has taken some moves to respond to that, including releasing reserves from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, and now recently announcing that he's going to open up federal lands to oil and leasing. The White House saying that's because of a court ruling which tied their hands. But look, he has proposed a broad climate agenda in Congress that has been stalled. We're going to talk live to Senator Elizabeth Warren, who's arguing if Democrats cannot get some real action on the president's climate agenda and other key priorities, they are going to be set up for big losses in November.
Kristen,
Charles.
Great to talk with you, and you can watch her on Meet the Press this Sunday at 8 a.m. on TMJ4.